Namaskaram, all of you. Welcome to Meditation Magic. So, to begin with, my humble salutations to Pitamaha Patriji, Swarnamala, and all the seen and unseen masters behind and for us who are there to give us this knowledge to enlighten ourselves. I bow down to all the viewer gods and you, the participant gods. So yesterday we saw the natural qualities of the mind, and the very first day we saw who we truly are and what is the gap that is not allowing us to live God. Though we are gods, but we don't feel that power of God. So what's happening in the gap is because of the natural nature of the mind, nature of this battery that is running this body, because of its innate nature, we fall into some other low qualities like anger, irritation, guilt, hurt, so many other things, because they are naturally in the battery of this body. The natural quality of the mind is, it is negative, jealous, selfish, and lazy. So now, how to overcome this mind and live gods? So we will completely understand the other qualities of the other parts of this mind so that we will get better idea and we can move on to God consciousness and live in God consciousness constantly. When you live in God consciousness constantly, what's happening? Whatever the situation is, your state is bliss, peace, joy, unconditional love. So we are that. So today we will move on to the next topic. Yesterday we saw the natural quality of the mind, natural nature of the mind. Today we will see the nature of one more entity of the mind itself, that is the ego. What is this ego? Again, we cannot see the mind, right? Like I cannot see that I am God. We can only experience. Mind also is a subtle truth. We cannot show the mind. We can only experience the mind. Similarly, this ego is also a subtle existence that we cannot see physically, we cannot show physically, but we experience. How are we experiencing our ego right now? Whenever there is a deep hurt within, that is the quality of the ego. Whenever there is extreme anger, you feel like you want to bounce on somebody. You are not able to tolerate their presence. That is, again, ego. And sometimes you are very hungry. You got wonderful food in front of you. But again, you don't like that. You want something else. So that time having strong likes and dislikes. Again, yes, there is nothing wrong in liking preferring some certain dishes, but you are too hungry right now. You got something hygienic, so we should be able to appreciate that. But we are not able to do that. Again, we are not willing to adjust. We are giving a tough fight under helpless conditions. There is no other way. You are very hungry and there is no other hotels available there, but still you fight on that food. So that is a kind of extreme behaviors, extreme agitation in the body that can be termed as ego. We are all lucky to experience that ego, right? Nobody can show us what is ego, but we can experience it when it happens within us. When we have so much of complaint, if we without complaining, if you see that complaints within yourself, just with, I want to complain something from the mouth, but instead of complaining from the mouth, if you see the complaints, where are these complaints coming from? Then they come from ego. Because God consciousness is naturally accommodative, but we have moved far from it because of our accumulation of thoughts and emotions continuously identified with. I'm continuously identified with this. I am this. I am a Hindu. I am Bharati. I am a girl. All these identification, strong identification, creates a quality called as ego, which creates this accumulation of these ideas and thoughts and emotions, creates the idea and feeling of being a separate entity from the whatever the others. That means I want to be like respected, I want to be appreciated. These are all springing from the ego. The extreme restlessness we feel within us is itself ego. You can just experience it. Sometimes when you are very angry, Eckhart Tolle says, you can just sit and observe how you can see it's a kind of formed a kind of energy ball kind of thing. So we cannot get rid of the ego completely. We shouldn't even try to, because again, ego is useful for our survival. So what to do with this ego? That balanced ego is required. Why balanced ego? Balanced ego engages in the creative and active life. So whereas normal ego, when it is not balanced, we resist everything that does not satisfy us or that makes us slightly uncomfortable. So this is what is happening. Because of identification with ego, we feel separate and also lonely sometimes. And sometimes extreme root cause of spiritual seeking also sometimes leads to suffering, because spiritual seeking also can turn into an ego. So we should be very watchful and how our nature is. If we don't try to flow with the natural circumstances that we have to, then there is the ego which is not allowing us to live peacefully. If we can live in peace continuously, if we can relax in the present moment, then that is balanced ego. Because of ego only, we take everything personally. Somebody says something in general which their experience, but again I come and say, oh, that person targeted me only. We start feeling that way and we are not able to sleep. So such things keep happening. We need to notice as our own nature through introspection, through contemplation, and then take a book and pen. What all qualities you notice within yourself? Are you relaxed and composed in the moment? Are you enjoying the moment, relishing the life, relishing the circumstances that are naturally occurring with you? Observing them, then we can balance the ego. Already we saw in the beginning, right, that I am the producer, actor, and director of my own play. I am the script writer, right? So based upon this ego, previous ego, some things I have made the drama of this life. And now the next movie, consciously, if you create the script, we can change. We can become always in equanimity. We can always come into the present moment easily. We can flow with the life very easily. that much power we have, because I am the writer of my own script, but I don't realize it. As long as I become aware, as long as I become conscious of my own existence, the existence of mind, ego, using ego only to look within and use for the self growth only. It's so easy, right, to tell, oh, that person is so egoistic, that person is now his ego is so strong. We tell that, right? Our lesson is not to do that. Our purpose of conversation is not to watch the ego of others, to watch only our own ego, because we are not able to relax in the present moment. We are not able to go with the flow of life. So we are feeling restless. We are not able to move with the flow of life, and that is causing restlessness within me. So how can we move with the present moment very easily? Looking at the ego within. Never use this knowledge to apply on somebody. That is, we are increasing our ego. If I judge somebody, then my ego becomes big. And there is no chance of balancing my ego. I move far away from balancing. I accumulate more and more of the ego. When I observe somebody's ego, if I feel feel that in the mind, that person is having ego, that person is not adjusting. If I see go in that complaint mode, what am I doing? I am fueling my own ego. My ego boosts. So this is all unknowingly we used to do. Now we take in charge of such tendencies within us. How to do this? We are focusing on the awareness, right? Using the awareness, contemplating and introspecting, and using this anapanasati meditation or focus concentration method, we are becoming aware every moment. Checking, am I aware? What is active in the mind right now? Whether God consciousness or the ego consciousness or the body consciousness. Keep on that awareness muscle should always be active. Based upon that, we are observing our ego and bringing it to the balance. And using our creativity to contribute to the universe. That way, we move ahead. For example, supposing guests come to your house, right? You offer them tea. And then the guests want, after having tea, the guests again ask you for a glass of water. Can you use the same cup you used for tea to serve water? It is already dirty with, messed up with tea, right? So it is not suitable to use for the water now. What should we be doing? We should wash it properly, clean it, and then it becomes eligible for reusing. Like that, our mind has so many dirt, right? So much of complaints, so much of hurt, so much of guilt, so much of anger, irritation, restlessness. So many things is accumulated here. But we are using this mind to live in the family, to execute our jobs daily. Without cleansing our mind, we are going on and on and on and on. So this is why our accumulation is so much that now it seems it's so difficult to come out of anger, irritation, guilt, complaints, everything. The only way is we should sit and clean. Initially, when the house is very dirty, first we feel so much overwhelming, right? Cleaning, oh my God, when will this be over? Like, so, but you start. You don't leave it like that, right? That dirt. You start from one corner and go in a slow way. One fine day, the house will be clean. Like that, our mind also can be cleaned. So there is hope. And the nature of awareness. What is the nature of awareness? Means whatever we are seeing, right? The eyes, the five senses, we just stop it. Completely stop all the five senses, but still you can see, right? Even if you have closed your eyes, you'll be able to see something, right? How can you see without eyes? That is awareness. When we strip away all of the outside phenomena and we are cleansed of all our concepts, opinions, and thoughts, the stuff of our mind, that is awareness. That experience you get is awareness. This is a little bit hard to explain, but easy to experience. For example, I'll tell you one example. Sometimes somebody is searching for something, the socks or something. Example, you are searching for one thing. It is right in front of your eyes, but you are in a hurry like that, so you're not able to see this. So you'll go and ask your mom, where is that? Then your mom says, it's lying right in front of your eyes. Then you'll tell, oh wow, okay, we'll do that way, right? What happened? First, why didn't you see? Because your awareness was missing. So it's very easy to explain missing awareness. It's a little bit effort to explain the presence of awareness. So that is awareness. Sometimes somebody will call your name. They are there in the same room, but you'll not be able to hear because your concentration, your awareness is not there. You are absent there. You are thinking something else. So you didn't hear to them. But again, when they come near and catch your attention, then you see, oh, okay. Then they'll tell, we called you 3 times. Oh, no, I didn't hear anything, you'd say, right? So you had your ears, but you didn't hear. So who is hearing exactly? And who is seeing exactly? That is awareness. If the awareness is missing, we are almost like a dead person. We live like that, like robots only. So man without awareness lives very much like a machine. Being aware is the highest meditation. In fact, many spiritual teachers say that there is no greater meditation than the practice of self-inquiry and contemplating, who am I? It is through this contemplation that we ultimately uncover the simple answer of I am. So, that is the experience of awareness. How to practice this awareness? So, by now we know that majority of people function in a routine, mechanical way. Only awareness can help man to experience that consciousness. So, many of the masters say, meditating on the experience of death is the fastest way to experience awareness. Some people are very much scared of death, right? But contemplating on death itself is the very quickest way of reaching awareness. As we become free from all separations, we experience the following. When you completely experience awareness, then you understand man is a fountain of bliss. Aham Brahmasmi, Tattvamasi. And Satchidananda, we say, right? What is Satchidananda? Sat, true, Chida, forever, Ananda, bliss. True bliss forever. And what is happening? You become on whatever you meditate. If you meditate on anger, you become expert in anger. If you meditate on material things, you grow richer in material things. If you meditate on awareness, you become aware. So try to practice this visualization. Now itself you can practice for just some 2-3 minutes I will give. So let us try to practice this. Visualize that you yourself is a huge ball of awareness, some 10 feet big ball of awareness, and see this body in that awareness. Try to visualize that way. You are a huge ball of awareness. The circumference is around 10 or 20 feet. Its left choice is yours. Visualize you are that big of a ball, and this body is inside that ball of awareness. So in a day, try to practice this. And some master says that it's sometimes the meditation process, sitting in meditation for sometimes focusing is becoming difficult, because we have been conditioned that soul is inside the body, right? I am the soul residing in this body, right? So that concept is very popular among Indians. And some people, Japanese, they believe that the soul is at the stomach, it's residing. So the body is big and our soul is little bit. So the body is troubling us when we are meditating. So this master is telling, these are all concepts, unknown concepts. Stop believing those concepts. Now you visualize that this awareness is infinite awareness, right? So you should experience yourself as infinite awareness and see this body inside that awareness. By doing this way consciously, your body will stop troubling you during meditation. If you experience the awareness as big ball as possible, and if you try to extend that experience, then this body will stop troubling you during meditation. The body can also be healed sometimes by this method. So let me conclude with a beautiful story. There's a beggar sitting in a village under a tree. Daily people are going in front of him, coming in front of him. They just sometimes they give him coins, sometimes they give him food, but the beggar has never moved from that spot. He is always sitting at the same spot under the tree. Then what happens? One day people find him dead. So now what to do? The beggar has no relatives. So at least they can't bear the smell of the body if it is left unattended, right? So some people decide to bury him at the spot where he was sitting. So they try to dig a hole where he was sitting. And suddenly what happens? They find a huge treasure chest at the exact spot where he was sitting. Then the people are surprised. All throughout life, the beggar didn't even know that he was the owner of such huge treasure. So this is an analogy of our human life. When you become totally aware, you are infinite peace, treasure of peace, fountain of bliss. But many people die without realizing, begging for peace like the beggar from outside. So, for example, it is the same state, right? Everybody is operating me like remote button. Say our family members or somebody, if they press one button, I become angry. Some relatives say that they press some button, I become frustrated. Somebody else at the office, my boss can press a button, then I become depressed. So many people are having remotes of this machine. Everybody is operating their remotes. So try to work on this with focused awareness, with focused meditation, anapanasati meditation. Use this and gather all your remotes from everybody and trash the remotes and enjoy this life by becoming blissful existence. So I will start the beautiful music. Let us all together focus on the breath. We should enjoy the process of breathing as we are alive because of the process of breathing itself. Oh yeah, one more important point I was supposed to share this. Mind is the only cause for our all these tragedies, whatever, like irritation, anger, everything. We are existing like a prisoner. And what is our prison? Our mind itself is prison. It is not allowing us to recognize that we are bliss. So we need to understand that we are in the prison in the first place. When I'm not able to appreciate the beautiful sunrise, sunset, the water, pure fountain of water, the air we're breathing, we are not able to appreciate this because we are the prisoners in the prison of mind. So first thing is, we need to recognize when I'm not able to live a joyful life, it means I am living in the prison of my mind. So the good news is, this prison of mind has no doors. You are not locked. You are free to walk out of the mind. So learn to walk out of the mind and experience this life joyfully. Man eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayat. Means we are bounded by this mind. And what is the meaning of moksha here? Some people say that we are becoming free of this chain of birth and rebirth, right? For me, after dying, I don't want moksha. When I'm alive itself, I want to enjoy moksha. How? Irrespective of situations, I should be blissful and joyful. Okay, I can have some empathy sometime, but that shouldn't depress me. I should be able to live a life of freedom from situations. So now let's start meditating, focusing on the breath. Sitting in a comfortable, straight posture, legs crossed, fingers crossed, with bliss in heart, with beautiful smile on the face. Enjoy the process of breathing. Focus on inhalation and deep exhale. Enjoy the process of breathing. Enjoy the process of focusing. Only if you enjoy, you'll be able to come to the present. For just half an hour, leave all your commitments back and let us enjoy this observation of breath, Anapanasati meditation. 5 minutes more. Enjoy the process of breathing. Let us share our energies and blessings with the whole universe. May all beings be happy, be peaceful, be joyful, and be liberated. May all beings be happy, be peaceful, be healthy, and be liberated. May all beings be peaceful, be joyful, be healthy, and be liberated, and be liberated, and be liberated. Sarvesham Swasthirбhavatu. Sarvesham Shantirbhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Sarve Santu Sukhinah. Sarve Santu Niramaya. Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu. Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Think in all these words. Gently rub your hands. Place them on my come out into the present moment with a beautiful smile, with all prosperity and abundance. Thank you so much for participating and sharing your energies with all of us. Thank you so much. So, if you want to say anything, you can unmute yourself and talk. Any doubts? I'll try to answer.
Thank you, Charu.
Thank you, Auntie.
Thank you, Andy.
Yeah. Anything to share?
Not really. It was very good, ego gurinchi. Uh, I mean, I was just thinking about that today, and the topic was such that it was ego. It was much needed to hear. So it felt good to hear about it, actually.
Yeah. Go back to the previous episodes so that, yeah, some basics we have covered, and from now onwards, it's little bit.
So I can find them in YouTube, Andy, previous episode?
I sent you the link.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I'll check that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll listen to them too.
Yeah, the thing is,
Definitely.
it's just the thing is, we just need to give us that knowledge, because we have that conditioning is there, right? To let go of the past conditioning, it requires lot of commitment from us. We just need to be, and again, don't be desperate. Desperation creates negative energies. So
Okay.
accept whatever is happening. Whenever we fall down, accept everything. That's also nice to watch. We are trying,
Okay.
and again we get angry. That's also fun. So
Okay.
enjoy the process. When you enjoy the process, then it will give a lot of positivity and encouragement to the self to be on.
True.
If we get frustrated, we just feel like, oh no, I'm done.
Overwhelmed.
And the rest, they don't do anything. They seem to be more happier than me.
Oh no.
Some people come and approach, and they say this. They don't do anything. Why are you asking me to meditate? So such things,
Right.
yeah, it's all the game of mind again.
Oh, that's very true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's all the game of mind, game of ego. It can take for a roller coaster ride. It will
Very
take us
true,
on
Andy.
roller coaster rides. So enjoy the roller coaster rides and keep contemplating that whenever such things happen. By contemplating, you can have an inner dialogue, have a kind of mother and child relationship, that kind of a relationship with that inner voice, inner ego. So talk,
Oh.
you should have that dialogue. So what happened? So how can we approach? Yeah. So give enough time for the growth to happen. The bud cannot be forced into a flower, right?
All right.
It will lose its aroma and it will lose its beauty if it is forced open into a flower. So give sufficient time for the bud
True.
to blossom into beautiful flower. Give sufficient time. No hurry. We are not in competition. We are all growing together.
True.
No competition at all. Don't compare. Everybody is unique and everybody is important. If only we can see that the opposite person is so important, then we will blossom. Only by giving that compassion, you will get more energies.
True.
Yeah, so it was very hard for me also to reach here. But as and when I started experiencing little drop by drop, it started like a miracle for me. I started telling, wow, how wonderful. It's all within me. I thought somebody else is giving me negativity. No,
Right.
by my own judgment, I was creating negativity. By my own thinking pattern, thought pattern, I was creating negativity. It was never the other person.
How
This
long have you been
experience.
doing, Andy?
What is my aim? I want a peaceful life, right?
Right.
So,
ఎప్పటి నుండి చేస్తున్నారు మీరు?
maybe more than 10 years. And as a child, I was interested in all this. What is life?
Yeah.
what's happening,
Mhm.
where are we, when people
Mhm.
die, what's happening. I was a very little child. I had that
Right.
curiosity.
Right. Mhm.
So yeah, we'll continue tomorrow.
Sure. Okay. Thank you.
See you.
Thank you again.
Thank you so much for participating and sharing your energies with us. Keep smiling, keep radiating the joy to your near and dear ones and to whomever you meet. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.